Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and this is episode number 7 of Visions, where every single episode I take a different collector, sit down and discuss the past, the present, and the future of their collecting journey. So in this episode, episode number 7, I have the one and only LOCO Lu, arguably the most positive person in the community and definitely the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan I've ever met. LOCO, how are you doing?
What's poppin', people? I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. Straight in there with the catchphrase. You know,
Of course.
if you come in and you don't say that, I know you're a variant. Yeah. It's definitely
Facts.
not. I'll be like, no,
Facts.
good luck. You know, we got to get rid of this guy. He's an imposter.
Pasta.
So it's your day off, yeah?
Oh yeah, this is the 24-hour day for me, man. So I go to work, come home, stay home with the family, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then just mellow out, and then veg out in front of the TV or watch a movie, play a video game, or
Sounds
take
great.
a shot.
So you have what's it, Leonardo and Venom, and that Leonardo is that from the Michael Bay?
It's 3-0. It's the 3-0.
Gotcha. And they're big boys as well. Are they 6 scale or because they're
6
huge?
scale.
Yeah, gotcha. And you've all 4, I presume.
Yes, I just like Leo the best as far as the toy itself. Michelangelo is my personal favorite, but still, like Leo's like the well-balanced action figure. So the way they did him, he's very it's a well-engineered toy.
Gotcha.
So that's why you always see me with him. I'm always messing around with him, posing him around. Raph is bulky, beefy, but a little weak in the ankles, and the same goes for Donnie. Donnie has a little bit of a issue with stability because he has the extra junk on the back, a little proton pack on his backpack. Yeah. He's clunky with the skinny legs. So he's just a well-balanced, and it's funny because that's kind of how the turtles are in the Michael Bay. Like you'll see them like Leo's well-balanced, like Raph is bulky as ever, but he still could get klutzy, and Mikey's just all over the place. Like he's a good figure, but he's just all over. He has so much going on. It's like wow.
Gotcha. Cool. So I'm just going to address the chat and then we'll get started. So we have Figurassic Park. How are you? If you haven't done so already, I strongly suggest you follow Figurassic Park's Instagram. Some amazing photography, and he appears regularly on his work appears regularly on Friday nights with Figure Flex Friday, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. And he got that awesome shot. He has some awesome shots.
Yeah. Have to work in the morning, so we'll catch on the rewind. Looking forward to seeing the kindest, most articulate collector in the community, and Shane is all right too. Nice. Tyria says evening. Bob Dylan, dear Lord, Loco in the Focus house. Loco in focus tonight. So OAF Skywalker's here. We have what's up, everyone, from Oliver Pilgrim. This is the most generous man in the 1/6 scale community, I think.
Oh yeah.
About to get Loco buckle in, ready for the ride. Let's go. What's up, Shane Lou? Maverick Collector says hello all. Shiny reckon some of those turtles skipped leg day. I tell you who didn't skip leg day. Beskar Kid. You ever see that guy's Instagram post?
Oh man, the one that this guy, man, he's a specimen. He's a specimen. Okay, that's all I gotta say. He's a specimen.
Yeah, he's got some set of quads, all right. Excited to see the final showdown of Pose Wars in July. I'm rooting for you. So he's got your supporters in the posing community there, Loco.
You know it. I'm ready to get it.
You say these are NECA or 3-0? 3-0.
3-0. Yeah, 3-0 does the 6 scale stuff. NECA does quarter scale and the 7-inch line. So not quite 12 scale, but it's in the range.
Gotcha. So. Yeah. Cool. So we have Shiny. We have UK Sit, Evening Gents, Turtle Power.
Yep, Turtle Power,
Maverick
always.
Collector. Again, good stuff. All right. So just in case you're just joining us here, this is episode 7 of Visions. We're going to have a chat, obviously, with LOCO LU here. Luke is going to do 75% of the talk, and that's the whole point of Visions. And we're just going to get straight away. If you haven't actually followed Lou, just want to get his banner up here for you. So you can check out LOCO LU on YouTube, just LOCO LU, or you can follow LOCO LU 526 on Instagram. So we're going to start off, Lou, and like I said, I'm going to turn it over to you. We're going to talk about the past, or more accurately, you're going to talk about the past of your collecting journey. So just a few like scaffolds like that I'm really interested to find out, and I know that like a lot of people in the chat will find interested. Want to know like what was your first ever 1/6 scale hot toy, right? And then we want to know like, I want to know like, who did you buy it off? How did you react to the price when you first see it? What made you take the plunge? Like, you know, like where did you get it from? Do you still have it? And like from there, even like, I know that 1/6 scale isn't the only thing you collect. So by all means, do talk about the first 1/6 scale figure that you got and where you got and all that kind of stuff if you have it. But then like, you know, feel free to kind of go whatever direction, like, you know, where did you start collecting in general? I'll just send it over to you and you'll do better because it's your show. Go for it.
All right, first things first. If you guys are watching this video, make sure you hit the like button, okay? If you're in the live stream, hit the like button, all right? And if you're not a subscriber, you should subscribe to 1/6 Scale Figure Focus. You already know this, all right? So that's our first and foremost, okay? Because this show wouldn't happen without this guy, okay?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's the man. So
I appreciate it.
We have that. Plus, you know, the background is so clean. It's inspiring. You already know. And I'm trying to get to that level because right now I got boxes. And to start with,
you got module cases coming, no?
No, I canceled it, and I'm actually making my own stuff to save some money.
Yeah. So, I see a lot of people doing that, and they look the same, and they're a lot cheaper.
Yes. Like nothing could beat the real deal, but you know, the thing is, cost and patience, and I have neither. I have neither right now because Hot Toys is kicking off. But my first 1/6 scale figure was the Sideshow Deadpool, and that's the first one I purchased. Didn't get it in time for me to have it. I was so excited, so I ended up buying Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow.
G.I. Joe?
And G.I. Joes. And I was waiting for those too. So everything got delayed as far as like where I was getting it from. And then once I got my hands on the Deadpool, I'm like, oh my God, I just opened up a can of worms. Because the detail, the quality, it's not like buying a normal Marvel Legend figure. It's not like buying anything that's in the smaller scale. You get a quality figure. And Deadpool's was considered in high regard at the point in time. And I was really enjoying it. And soon after that, the Turtles were on their way to me too. So I actually pre-ordered these guys as soon as they came out. I'm like, okay. The first one in my hand, though, was Deadpool. And I've always been a Deadpool fan. So, first 6 scale, Sideshow Deadpool. First Hot Toys Deadpool from Deadpool 1.
Nice. So you both of them, your first two, 6 scale Hot Toy and 6 scale Sideshow, the two of them were both Deadpool.
Both okay. Deadpool. Love Deadpool. Deadpool is like in my top. I want to say they're in my top 5. Deadpool.
Top 5 characters in general?
In Marvel. Just Marvel. Yeah. If I had top 5 characters in general, it would be hard. It would be really hard to decide, and that would be good for later on. You know, that question's probably going to come up somehow. So I have a feeling. But yeah, so you know, I went with what I like and you know what I care about the most. And at the current time, I was like debating if I was going to go and get the Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man Hot Toys figure, the Andrew Garfield figure, and I was like, I don't know, I don't like the way the magnets look, because I've always been interested, but I never pulled the trigger. Price wise, it was shying me away. I'm like, why am I going to spend this much when I could buy 2 waves of Marvel Legends with that money? At that time. And this is coming from being a regular toy collector to going into something that's a little bit more
expensive,
collectible friendly. There's a different tier of collecting. Like, you could go from collecting baseball cards and you have that, sticky bubblegum paper, and just like, this is good, but you can't do nothing with it after a while. You get what I'm saying? You got it, you have it, you grade it, and it's there. Or you have it, you sell it, you don't have it no more, you have the money to buy some other stuff. What are you gonna do with it? That's always up to the individual. But with a figure, you can go to town with it, tell a story with it, take pictures, all of that. And with 6 scale, it just captures so much detail, so much color, so much depth, and it doesn't matter where you have it at. If you have the right lighting and you have the right setup, or you just have a display in mind or a pose in mind and you just leave it there, you can admire it a little bit differently from that to a 1/12 scale or Marvel Legends, a $30 figure versus the $200, $300 figure that we're buying now. So, So
and when was that? When did you get the Sideshow Deadpool? Like, what year was that?
When he first dropped.
I have no idea when was that?
Dang. You're asking me to remember. Shoot, I'm crazy. How am I supposed to remember?
Was it like, say, like in the last few years? Was it like 5 years ago, or when the movie dropped, or?
Hot Toys Deadpool announced and I think dropped or released around the time after the film was already out.
So probably going back about maybe 6 years, would it be?
Longer.
Yeah,
no.
Because Deadpool 2, I think, was 2000 and I want to say 18. I think Deadpool 2 was 2018.
No. For Deadpool Sideshow, it would have to be around 2015, 2014, somewhere around there.
So that's going back 7 years.
because this is a 2015 figure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was already got my taste for 6 scale, but I was being very picky because they command a lot of space.
Yeah.
So
and it's so you mentioned there, like, say Marvel Legends, but like prior to, say, getting into the 1/6 scale and getting into the Hot Toys and all that, prior to that, like, when would you say, like, you first kind of said, I'm a collector? Like, how long have you been collecting for, like, since you were a kid?
I was a collector since I was a kid, but then there's that gap, and that gap period happened between me getting involved into other activities as far as breakdancing, martial arts, and girls. So those were my three things. You start learning about the other side of the spectrum, and you grow up and you go through the growing pains of growing up, and you see you're looking for the future misses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. So the kind of teenage years and the 20s and all that kind of stuff. I can't hear you, man.
Yeah, hello, you hear me now?
I can hear you now, man.
Yeah.
So during that time, where your head was turned, there was kind of a lull in the collecting. And when did you say that kind of, reignite then your love for collecting? Like,
what reignite my love for collecting was, I want to say, when I was around, 21, like around 21, 23, somewhere around those. I want to say 21. Let's say around when I was around 21. I was collecting again, and it was the Iron Man line. So when Hasbro had took over the Toy Biz license. I had a lot of the Toy Biz stuff. I'm sorry, I keep getting.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, I keep getting a call while I'm doing this because I'm streaming.
Right, I see.
So
But go on.
I'm like, I think it's work related, but I don't know why. I'm off today.
If you want to take it, I can just chat to the chat for a few minutes, or do you need to take it, or?
No, it's already came and gone.
Yeah.
If it happens again, then maybe. Let's see.
It's important to call back. It's your day off.
Yeah. But couldn't function anyway because I've been up for 24 hours. I will crash.
Yeah.
But in any regards, Iron Man 1 had just came out, and the figures were coming out as well. So when the figures came out, I got the bug again. I saw the figure. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." Started getting into them. Started backtracking some figures. Got into a lot of the Toy Biz stuff, a lot of the Hasbro stuff, and I just started hoarding. And that's exactly what it was, hoarding, because I don't have half of these figures anymore to display.
And I just want to stop you there, actually. That's an interesting one, like, because you said hoarding, yeah? And you specifically said hoarding as if it was a bad thing. What do you mean by that? What? Like, I think I know what you mean, but like, you almost seemed like you were specifically saying hoarding, as in like you had to address that and went, nah, it's not for me. Like, why did you say hoarding? Because
what happens is this. It's similar to what's going on now with 2.0s. They're oversaturating the market, right? Like they'll give us like maybe one or two things different, maybe an extra accessory with a already pre-released figure, and then an anniversary comes up, and then we'll get a new figure of the same exact character, or maybe not even that. Let's say here's a perfect example: Spider-Man. You have Spider-Man, and he's done in every single flavor on a new buck constantly. So it's always the same thing. I'm like, I'm not getting anything different. There's I'm buying the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm looking at the collection. It looks good, and then in retrospect, it's not giving me the same sentiment I was when I was collecting in the very beginning. So I felt like it was tap out season for that. And once I got into the 6 scale stuff, I'm like, man, I think I opened up a can of worms. But I was being very selective. I'm still selective with my 6 scale stuff. But when Mezco came out, Mezco like opened up a different type of can of worms. And even now I'm waiting for certain things to come out, but I'm selective with that too. I can't be a 100% completist, because that right there it's just bananas. It's too far gone as far for me to backtrack and collect everything. But the figures that I own already, some are high in value, but they're awesome toys. They're awesome toys. A lot of them are mixing up some of the parts, but because you get the soft goods, the different head sculpt, and a lot of different little accessories, you can tell what body's being used on the figure. But because you have different fabrics and clothing, and majority of the time they use the same size or same mushroom pegs or ball joints, you can do any kind of custom ability on those figures and enjoy your figures for what they are, toys. But there's also their collectability value. It has its own presence. If you ever get a chance and you see like let me get a shot in dark, Roach with the golden head, Gomez, right? That's a MDX exclusive, which is a direct exclusive from Mezco. You get a what was it? A 24 karat or 14 karat gold plated head sculpt that's heavy. You can put that on the figure, or you have the regular plastic headpiece on it, and it's tailored so well that if I was to take close-up shots, you might mistake it for a 6 scale. That's how dope it is. That's how.
And what was the character? What was this? You're talking about Mezco, yeah?
Yeah, this is a Gomez figure. This is their logo flagship character. So,
oh right, okay, I got you.
It's the cockroach. So you know,
right, and the quality of it is the tailoring. Everything is A1, like
A1
good stuff. And I'm just gonna address the chat very, very briefly. So I see we're probably missing a few chats there. Well, first, while I'm doing that, I'm going to give you a question, your first focus question. So just in case people are new to the idea, every episode of Visions, you're going to hear that 5 times. Some of these questions I've asked before, and some of them are kind of tailored more towards Lou. So, all right. So look, this one, I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to give you a minute or two to think while I address the chat, and you might need to think about it. But so payment plans, are they useful or are they dangerous? Just going to address the chat, and then I'll come to you on that. So really, really quickly, get through some of these chats. So, we got. I think I went through some of these before. Here we go. This is the newest one. What's popping, people? He's stealing your phrase, Mario. How are you, Mario?
That's all right. Yeah, it's Mario. That's Big Brother over there.
You inspire my photography. Love your photos. So you got a fan there in Oliver Pilgrim.
Thank you.
When did these guys come out? I think he's talking about the Turtles. When were they dropped?
2015. This says the print on the bottom of the shoe. So that was the year it dropped, and that was, I want to say, between May and June of 2015, and then Raph and it was Leo, Mikey, and then Raph and Donnie the following month. So
gotcha.
They were a month apart.
So 2015. Renz the artist is in. How are you, Renz? And then Leighton Richard says, "What's up, everyone? Happy to catch the stream, and we are happy you're here." So, Loco, your the question was, payment plans, are they useful or are they dangerous? What do you think?
Double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. And here's why. You can find yourself in a heap of debt with payment plans. If you're a dopo. If you're a dopo individual, you can find yourself in a very deep hole.
Yeah.
Now, with it being a benefit, for me, it's a benefit because I'm able to move stuff around here and there. So let's say I have a grace period where I'm able to either buy out or pay off a small portion of it. So if I can do it, I'll do it. And then if I have, you get a grace period, like let's say Sideshow, you get 2 movable slots. So you get to move it either for a day within the month or move it all the way past another payment,
You can skip a payment, can't you, or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, only 2 times. Only 2 times.
Before they call.
Yeah. So I try to give myself enough time and within the week time to pay off some stuff. But this is also why I'm selective, because with the increase in pricing of these figures and the lack of space, you buy what you truly love, right? And display what you truly love. So for me, like right now I'm in 5 figures for Star Wars, right? All of them are troopers with the exception of Anakin on Stap.
Right,
so,
gotcha.
And that's because Clone Wars was my love for Star Wars, because I was in when the films were coming out of 1 and 2. I didn't get to see 1 first. I saw the second one, episode 2 first. And Yoda with a lightsaber was like, oh, he's going down. Oh, and then you got the cartoons on Cartoon Network, and that's how the ball started rolling. So that's for Star Wars specifically. But Marvel, man, like my go-tos is Deadpool, Venom, Spider-Man. Those are my go-tos.
Mm-hmm. And so you would use payment plans, but would you, like, you wouldn't be like against them? No, you would use them, but you use them at certain when it's right. Like if someone has like if a film comes out and bang, there's like 5 characters that get dropped and they like dopo them all, put them all on payment plan, and you're like, oh, it's only $50 a month, but there's 5 figures, it's $250 a month. This you can kind of, it can get in on top if you don't space them out. Like, wouldn't that be right? Like
that's exactly right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right, because it's happened to me. And I had to make hard decisions, and hard decisions means moving stuff further back and getting something up front and not getting nothing for a while. So it's a juggling act. If you good with checks and balances, and you good with your checkbook, and you know how to balance that out, you should be good with the pre-orders. And because of the recent climate we were having in far as the pandemic and whatnot, we saw a lot of changes. Certain things have been sitting, priorities take front, and then the hobby got left behind because everybody was, in their survival mode.
Weren't they?
They were in their survival mode. Yeah. So survival mode, things take
people lost their jobs, and people, man, it's people were worried about, like, people wanted cash. A lot of time situations like that, people were thinking cash was king, but this one's a bit strange because a lot of cash went because you weren't touching everything. But I get what you're saying, man. It's it's 100%. Question from T Ria here. Hey, Loco Lu, I know you're a huge TMNT fan. Are you keeping up with the NECA Super 7 TMNT releases? I can imagine it can be quite overwhelming, but they're awesome though.
Oh yeah, there's a strategy for that. See, originally, man, I wish I had one of those right now. Focus, you have no idea. I see you drinking, I'm like, that's what I was missing today. That's what I was missing today. Yeah. But I'm not hating. I'm appreciating. If I had one right here, I'll be cheersing you, because you can have anything you want as long as it's a Corona. All right. Yeah. So, but to address this question, I do keep up with NECA as much as I possibly can. I buy the figures that matter to me the most. As far as the film goes, I'm only missing about three essential variants to the overall ensemble, but I have everyone. So, gotcha. So like Super 7, I'm catching up slowly because they're asking $50 a pop plus for 4 figures, and the price keeps going up as far as the waves go, and it's a lot of the same what we're getting with NECA. So that's where, like, do I want the entire wave or do I want to cherry pick the wave? Because I remember having these figures back in the day, and I don't have them anymore, right? If they were that awesome back in the day, I would have kept them. It just lost its charm for me. But that's not to say that I wouldn't mind picking up the rest. I am getting the Super 7 Turtle Van, the NECA Turtle Van, and eventually this third party that's out now. I have pretty much all the variants of the Turtles.
So NECA did the actual van as well, yeah?
Yes, and that already went up for pre-order, and it's gone now. So, like, I'm keeping up. It's just hard to with everything that's going off. Super 7 is the only one that I'm like, okay, should I just get the last 2 turtles and then cherry pick everybody else down the line, or just buy the complete waves, because I need to get everybody. And after, I think I want to say wave 6, I think it's wave 6, because they have Sergeant Bananas and a couple other characters there that are massive, and they're grossly, and I use this word with the utmost respect, it's grossly oversized, and I love it, because you're paying about $80 for a figure of a hunk of plastic, and in case of anything, my wife could always throw it at me like a brick. You get what I'm saying? So if she could throw it at me for a brick, anyone
In that case, you need to behave yourself. Yeah.
What's that?
Huh? No, I'm just saying, like, you don't want to be thrown in a brick. I'm on your side, man.
I never heard the words "behave myself" with LOCO LU. No. But yeah, like right now the certain characters outshine others, and that's where my collection is. It's like I buy the ones that I truly love and the ones I remember having as a kid, and I just try to cherry pick through the ones that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want that one. I think I want this version of it, and just have it represented on my shelf. Because
gotcha.
We got like 8 different.
Sorry, buddy. That's how it goes. You get interrupted. You just touched on something there. You're gonna get your second focus question. You talked about when you were a kid. Can you name, if you had to name one, this is going to be very difficult, but can you name one? Yeah, one or two. It doesn't really have to be one, but from your childhood, when you were a kid, some toy that you had that every time you think of it brings back really like warm, fuzzy feeling, nostalgia feelings. One toy from your childhood that you remember that, you loved it, and it just brings up a nice feeling. And everyone in the chat, I really like if you could all participate. One could be from a Christmas or a birthday or something, an older brother, sister, or relative gave to you, something that was given to you as a toy you had as a kid. Maybe you still even have it. If everyone wants to chime in the chat here.
Wow. Okay. So the one figure that I can think of that brings me a lot of joy is that Kenner Batmobile.
Ooh, nice. From 1989.
Yes.
LOCO, my one, I asked for that. But I don't think I'm not sure did I ask for that or did they actually ask for the Batwing, but I got the Batwing, the counterpiece for that.
I got all of
the Kenner one as well. Yeah. Did you have the Batwing with the trigger and the little claws that come out with the...
No, I didn't get that Batwing. I got the variant, the jet. So the wings will be retracted. You'll squeeze the button, it'll flap out, and then it had the bat fin that will jet out like a projectile.
Ah, cool. So
I
you
got
actually
that run.
You had the Kenner, the 1989 Kenner Batmobile, yeah?
Yes.
Nice.
That it had no top, and you could remove the hinged compartment trunk, and it had the little shooters that come off from top. And
nice.
Oh my god! I had so much
when did you get it? Was it a birthday or Christmas, or what was it?
That was a random gift.
Wow, that's a nice random gift.
My dad came home one day and he said, I know we saw the Batman movie, and I know you love Batman, because he had me watching, Adam West, or we were watching the animated series, and the animated series came later. But the actual film that I was watching, it was the original one with, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and I'm like, yeah, this is Batman. I'm like, oh wow, what are you? I'm Batman. Like smooth. I love it. And my father got me the figures all in one go. So it was like Joker, Batman. I had the Penguin. I had a different variation of Batman because he had like 2 different head sculpts. Mm-hmm. But still rocking the all black with the yellow logo. I had the jet, like I said, and the Batmobile, but the Batmobile was like the most fun because whatever other figure I had, like a Spider-Man, you had the voice box ones.
Yeah.
And the wind up ones that, he starts climbing the wall or whatnot. Like I had so many different variations of these figures from DC to Marvel, but that one right there, that was like the first thing I was like, because I was big into Hot Toys. I mean, Hot Toys, Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
So having
the best of both worlds then with the Kenner Batmobile. Exactly. Yeah, that's a nice memory. Yeah, I think my own one, was must have been Christmas '89. That's when it came out. Christmas '89, Christmas '90, and it was the Kenner Batwing as well. I remember it had the trigger, had a kind of a handle to hold it, and you pull the trigger and the retractable pincers come out. Just going to address somebody's chat, and then we're going to move on to the present of your collecting journey, Lou. So OG Fan says, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, OG Fan. Pre-orders and payment plans work for me. It's easier to budget when and where I need the dollars, and when the Hot Toys and the 40 plus pre-orders I had. I like the way you say had, that you're working through some of them, because that gives me anxiety. I had in 2020-21, fair play, are now 1/6 Star Wars collection. Good stuff. So yeah, you stuck with them. Good man. I like a success story like that. So this guy's obviously good at managing his payment plans and his funding. Good stuff. And look, I like the way he said it works for him. I will definitely, I know it's a kind of a, I know Dopo has died down, and pre-ordering is essentially, it's a lot of people have dying down. I know I'm doing less of it myself, but at the same time, there's still that wish list that I haven't pulled the trigger on, that it's like, okay, I need to start pulling the trigger on some of these, otherwise I'm going to get burned if they all come at once. But yeah, look, I like the way he spoke his mind there. We have Iron Logan here. John, how are you? Thanks very much for being here. He's stealing your phrases. What's popping, people? Hit the like button. He owes you 10% now every time he says what's popping, people.
Oh yeah, so, definitely. Everyone who uses my catchphrase.
Yeah.
10%.
Mine is the Toy Biz Spider-Man 1 figure. Good stuff. For me, the OG Turtles had the blimp. Oh, the van and everything. I think they're still in my mom's attic. Oh man, you gotta check that out. That'll be a serious nostalgia dopamine hit. I think he's probably talking about the Playmates one by the sounds of things.
Yeah,
they were nice. Yeah, they were some of the best.
Never had any of those vehicles except for one. It was a speedboat. One that I could use in the bathtub, and that was it. That was the only one I had, and my first vehicle, as a matter of fact. But it wasn't the one that got me like hyped. You know what I mean? Because every time I did something in school and I got 100, my reward wasn't so much like, you know, a trip somewhere, whatever. Take me to Toys R Us, buy me a turtle. That was it. that was it. My father's like, okay, every Friday I will bring vocabulary tests, math tests, and any test that I get 75 and above. That was my cap. 75 and above. Yeah. If I get 75, I get one figure. If I get 100, I get two figures.
That's a sweet deal. That's a sweet deal. So I will always like struggle with stuff and just strive for greatness. So, you know, it was the best way to bribe a child. Yeah, I don't know. That's not bribe. That's motivate.
There you go.
There you go. You bring it around. No, that's good. It's I like that. I like that style. You're like, what's the point in going to school and doing all the learning if you don't have something to get from it? It's the whole point is to, yeah. I think that's good. Going to show my age, mine was the $6 Million Man. Had the fold back skin in his arm to show the bionics, and you could see through. Oh, cool! See his bionic eye. I actually remember the $6 Million Man. So I'd say maybe if you had the toy, you're probably slightly older than me. But yeah, I do remember the $6 Million Man. Triple G Peters here. For me, it was Lord of the Rings figures. My dad took me to Toys R Us, and I picked up a cave troll. It was massive. And they were also had these Lord of the Rings Warhammer figures from magazine. I love them. Good stuff. Have the original 82, 83 Hasbro G.I. Joes. Played with them when I was preteen 40 years ago. Very nostalgic. And the joints are still tight. Good stuff. You need to send them to Sideshow. And they'll be able to take some notes. How's the chat? Everyone, how are you doing, Commander Green? Genuinely, this is a great question. Cool, thank you. Thanks for taking part. The toy I wanted was a Millennium Falcon, but it was about £50 too expensive for Mum and Dad. Yeah, definitely. This pounds are like stronger than the euro. They were stronger than the Irish pound back in the day, and definitely stronger than the dollar. Like, so it's a lot of money. So, and back in the day as well. So, this is how. So that's also how I get the exclusive hologram. Oh yeah, I get you. If you're doing the pre-orders and all that, yeah. Who makes that Leo? That was the 3-0, didn't you say?
Yes, 3-0.
A lot of people asking that question. They've definitely turned some heads with that. 36 in the chat. Thank you very much. And we're about to move on to Lo. So far, we've Lou has discussed the past of his collecting journey. He's answered 2 focused questions. He's playing a blinder. And now we're on to the present. So right now, do you know like what's your collection like right now? So what I want to know is like, do you actually know roughly how many 6 scales you have? Do you have any quarter scales? Do you have any statues? Do you still like? You obviously collect other brands. Like I know you're into your 3-0. You mentioned Mezco. Like, do you still collect Marvel Legends? Like, what's the lie of the land? Like, how is it looking now?
Everything now is it's still clustered, and that's how I like it, because I never take away what a small figure can give me that a big figure can't, right? And that is, I can create a beautiful diorama display with the smaller figures that the big ones can't, because they're so demanding. Yeah. Too much space, and I'm gonna need a lot of desk space, which they already take up enough of it. So the small figures you can never get too much of, in the sense of like my NECA stuff. Like my NECA collection is huge, and it's still growing because I'm still buying NECA stuff. So I will say it's still relatively the same. It's just that the high volume of purchases has fluctuated more to a balance. So it used to be a lot of small ones and then very few big ones. Now it's kind of like evening out, because I don't buy too much of the small ones, I don't buy too much of the big ones. It's just evening itself out, because I don't have enough space to get all the big ones that I want.
Gotcha. So you have a mixture, because you like the idea of creating like a big battle or diorama or something like that, which would be virtually impossible really with a 6 scale, like if you want to have a lot of figures in. So I just I've a present for everyone in the chat. People might appreciate this. I came across this today, and I said I'd hold off on it because I asked Lou that question. I asked everyone in the chat about nostalgia and like that. What's the one or kind of figure that you'd have when you were a kid that you really love? And obviously we all have a lot. Like I know I definitely remember that Kenner 1999 Batwing. I definitely had the Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But Transformers, I was a massive Transformers fan, and I just came across this. I was like, I'd like to go back and watch the Gen 1 original cartoon right up into the movie, because I believe like the Gen 1 kind of finished with the movie. I think the movie was set 20 years after Gen 1. And I really didn't get into like Beast Wars or any of that kind of stuff. Gen 1 was where it was at for me. So I went looking, and I just came across this website, which pretty much I'm going to drop in the chat here. And if you click that link, it basically brings you to a site, and you can just watch every single episode. They've like 98 episodes of the first generation original Transformers, and then they've 99, and they're all there. It's not like an illegal torrent or everything. You can just like click on it and watch them. Like, so yeah, just in case anyone's Transformers fans, they're there. I'll put the link in the description after as well. Just thought I'd drop that in there. Which kind of brings us up to the next thing. All right, Lou, do you want a regular one or do you want a spicy one? You choose. Your call.
Spicy, baby. Come on. I need that spicy meatball. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Give me the spiciest one you got.
Ooh.
There you go. There's a challenge for you.
Maybe it's nice.
And I thought I was the one on the hot seat.
You flipped the script now.
Well, yeah, I'm known for doing that at home.
Okay. I want your honest opinion.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna phrase it in a spicy way. Toys of Wonderland, are they a scam?
No.
But like, a lot of people have very bad experiences with them. Like, why are you saying no? Like, what do you think? Tell me your opinion. Give me your honest take.
All right. Here's the difference between what's a scam and what's honest to God people struggling to make their business stand on 2 legs. Right. A scam will always give you something that you don't want, right? And business does this all the time. There's bad business practices, and it's practiced everywhere. It's just there's those who know it and those who don't. Those who can see behind the BS and those who are blinded by it. So it's like the buyer beware. You always have to have that buyer beware. That's something that you can teach your kids, but until your kids experience it, they won't understand what that means. When it comes to TWs, or the Devil's Workshop, as you like to call it, and we're all still in that, we need to give you 10% for that, because
you can have that one for free.
So this one though, it because of what's been going on recently, things have not been looking good on that side of the spectrum. But I've gotten figures from them, and they've been fine. I've only had one that was an issue, and it couldn't be worked out prior. But all in all, it did what it was supposed to do. Some people, they get blessed with a figure that they didn't purchase that was more than what they got. They'll stay quiet about it.
A few people in the community,
and then you got some people who got something they really didn't want, or they got double of something when they already wanted something else. So they find ways to compensate for those things, and that's any business for a mistake. So granted, people go through these issues, but tell me what company in history that never ran through customer service issues. I'll wait.
Yeah, that's fair. I have nothing to say. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Thank you. So in conclusion, like, you don't think they're a scam because they're not actively trying to scam people. They just mess up a bit. Like,
they mess up more than a bit, and they're looking for their. They mess up more than a bit, and they're looking for their footing. And here's another thing: you have a company that's based off of Hong Kong that has a kind of a translator, if you will, so you could change your stuff and see things. Not everything translates one to one. We already know what it is when we see it. We're looking at it, and it'll give us the title. That's the proper translation. But all the fine print and the fine details and stuff, it's different when it crosses seas. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you read those fine prints and you understand what you're getting into before you actually make the purchase. This is not like eBay where the buyers are safe, but the sellers are not. So that's another.
There's a cultural difference there as well. I think.
Yes.
Like, I remember going into I've been to America a few times, and you go into a show there, and the customer service. Sorry, you go into a shop. The customer service is second to none. You go into like a shoe shop. For me, I just want to browse. I want to be left alone. It's almost like therapeutic, but the salesperson comes down and says, "Oh, hello, sir. How are you? Would you need any help with anything?" Which is great, which is super, like, brilliant. But like, I'm usually, no, I'm fine. Like, but I'm right here if you need me. And the customer service is fantastic. I just prefer to mosey around. But you're not going to get that, from maybe Eastern Europe or from China, because their culture is different. It's not the same place. Like, you probably wouldn't even get that from Ireland. Like, Ireland has a different attitude towards customer service than America does. America does it different in, like, France would do it. France would do it different to China, so it's different. So we got a few comments on it as well. Oliver Pilgrim says he doesn't believe they're a scam. They've had a few problems with them, and they're batting 1,000 when it comes to fixing and taking care of them. Probably giving discount codes and stuff like that. Actually, FYI, people in the chat, it might be worth, if you do have a Toys Wonderland account, to I got an email the other day, and it basically said your points are going to run out because they're due to expire. Probably similar to Sideshow. I think they last a year, and I was like, oh shit. So I went up, pardon my language. So I went on to Toys Wonderland, and I was like, right, if I don't do this today, their points are wiped, because I wanted to see if there's anything I could put it towards. And there really wasn't. So I went in, and I converted all the points into money. It was just like, for every 200 points, they give you 12 cent, or whatever they call the cent in the Hong Kong dollar. I think it must be, if the dollar must be a cent. So it worked out around like $80. So there's an $80 coupon. And I was thinking, oh, this is probably like, I've got to spend over 1,000 to use this. I'm not going to spend over 1,000. So I found a cheap figure, like it was like a regular $200 figure. That's like the standard hot toy. Sure enough, took the $80 off it. So that's sitting in there. Whereas if I didn't see that email, the points would be gone, like, but so this person says, OG fan, I don't know, I believe Big Brother said on the stream last night that Toys One and posted a $2 million profit last year. It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
They've been pretty good at me. Yeah, good stuff, Shiny. Once you understand they're a small business with a small team fulfilling enormous order volume akin to a sideshow with a fraction of staff, you can understand some errors. Yeah, there definitely are errors. Yeah, 100% there are errors.
Yeah,
they're not perfect, but they're not perfect. But I don't believe I don't know. I don't believe any company is perfect. Kind of like what LOCO LU said earlier on.
Yeah.
And I seem like I'm repeating myself constantly, but you know, I really only had one negative experience with them, and they fixed that, which worked out for a positive for me. So I'd nearly take that experience again because it worked out so well, you know. What's up, guys? I'm going LOCO for Visions. Nice, I like that. Okay, this guy, 10 points for this guy. I like what you did there.
Oh man!
All right.
I like that.
So, your collection at the moment, then the present, then is so you're currently working out a box. I know you have a display in mind. We're going to talk about when we get into the future.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mix of different scales. Do you have any statues, Lou?
No, not yet. I'm getting one statue only, and that's
how it
still
starts.
And
that's how it starts.
And it's debatable if I can actually get it.
What do you have your eye on?
What I rely on, or what I have my eye on.
What's the statue you have your eye on?
Oh, okay, because it's that Last Ronin statue that I saw on Sideshow, where it's Michelangelo, for those who don't know, is the Last Ronin, and his three brothers behind him as spirits, which is the deluxe set, which is around I want to say close to 1600.
And is this something like you've committed to, or you're on the fringes?
I'm on the fringe. I'm on the fence. I'm just waiting to see if I could muscle the space. See, the money's not the issue. There's always money. It's the matter of space, because the port it's I want to say it's about the size of a 6 scale, if not bigger, and it consumes so much. Like this right here, just having these two figures consumes a lot of space. Just these two, for example. And I put them deliberately in the camera so you can see me and see these beautiful things, because you know, I just like putting them in the forefront, you know, just getting something to look at and feast your eyes on. You get to see the details. This is what I want to see, but you know, it's different when it's a statue. And I've seen statues before that I'm like, yeah, I would definitely buy it if I had a big house, which I don't. I have a small house. So, you know, small house, gotta, you know, allow for space and stuff like that, because the last thing I want to do is just have a huge box just sitting in the attic, accumulating more space while the statue is taking over another space. So it's very touch and go when it comes to that, and I'm still on the fence with it. I did say I will get it. It's my favorite, but then NECA came out and they did the figures, and I will always buy a figure over a statue. Always.
Because you're a poser. That's your thing. Like you love to pose. Like you love to play with figures, love to articulate, you love to take photos, and like it would nearly seem strange. I can't imagine you with a statue, because you'd be like, this thing doesn't move at all. Like you know what I mean? But like, it's like, I
appreciate it and see it like a museum piece. You know, that this is the piece that you look at, you really don't touch, you just admire it. You know, so
I get you. Right, so we've discussed the past, we've discussed the present, and now this is the kind of hard one. So I'm going to ask you a few warm-up questions, right? So, do you still see yourself collecting in 5 years' time?
Yes.
Do you still see yourself collecting in 10 years' time?
Yes, I'm always going to be a collector. I'm not stopping.
So, like, basically, would you say for the rest of your life, in some shape or form, maybe not in the same capacity or in some capacity, will you always be a collector?
Yes.
I like it. They're quickest answers I think I have ever got from anyone on this show. So good stuff.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you why they were quick. When you know yourself, you know your addiction, you know your passion. Because there's an addiction and then there's a passion. So the addiction is getting that dopamine. Oh yes, I'm getting this new. This is gonna be hot. That's the addiction part. But going further into like the appreciation and just the love for this art piece that you can have fun with, that right there is what I'm really into. And then there's the parts that I'm like, okay, do I have space will beat me before anything else, so some things will go before I even stop collecting. And that's always going to be, number one for me, just getting something, and I can still see myself still collecting 5 years, 10 years from now, because it takes us at least 2 years to get one figure, let alone 4 years for something that's been delayed. Cable.
Yeah, man, I'm waiting for that one too. Yeah, and so, all right, so we've established basically you're going to be collecting until you're ready for the box in the ground, basically. So, like I know you've I've seen you on live streams before, and I'm always like trying to zoom in and see those boxes behind you. What's he got? So you I'd imagine quite a substantial collection. So you had, I think, did you order? Oh, he's going to show us now. There we go. We're going to get the. We're going to get the actual.
You're not going to say boxes and not see the boxes. There you go.
Oh my God. This is welcome to Lou's store where everything is not on sale. Wow. So this is the collection all boxed up.
These are the boxed ones.
Wow. That is quite a collection.
Yeah, that's just one side. I got everything else here in bins as well.
Insane.
This is the SH Figure Arts. This is Figure Arts right here.
So this is perfect. This is perfect. Like, all right. So this conversation, this question is going to ask itself.
All right.
So we're talking about the future to a man who is a passionate collector who has said he's going to be collecting him the day he dies, basically. So he obviously has a substantial collection, but it's boxed up. He has ordered module cases, but you said you did cancel them. Talk us through, what is your vision for the future? You obviously have some sort of a display in mind. They're not always going to be in those boxes. Talk us through, like, what is your vision for going forward? All that stuff in those boxes, how do you want them displayed? Talk to us.
All right, so the boxes aren't going to be here forever. A lot of these are doubles, so I could actually have a little nest egg and sell the collection in a nice big chunk and send my daughter off on a nice little vacation after college. She graduates, like, here's some vacation money. You're good, because daddy's going to take care of stuff. Mom's going to help take care of stuff, and we're going to make sure that my daughter has everything, and she's going to appreciate my collection because she loves my collection now. And she's like, Daddy, I want that. It's like she's a little version of me. And I already see my life flashing through her eyes. They're like, oh, yeah, that's me. So, collecting is something that I always do. I don't keep all my boxes for most of my figures, but these are the ones that are boxed. So for the displaying, which is happening this summer, a lot of these boxes are getting removed or replaced in the placement that they're in. So, there's always the attic. And plus I have this garage space that's here where some of my stuff actually goes for storage. So that area right now is just temporary for when I get my case. And my case is going to be garage shelf units that I'll be customizing myself using acrylic glass sheets and wiring myself with some LED lights that look like phosphorescent light bulbs, which is fairly cheap. You can build it yourself. It's a DIY situation, and it's just something to do in the house instead of spending a crazy amount of money and waiting for 13 months for something that I have to build myself. That's going to take me about 15 to 20 hours, depending on how fast and slow I want to work. At least
it'll be exciting as well, making yourself. And I think, like, I always thought Mafia had module cases, but a lot of the things his display, he basically built it himself. And I know that is it Pop Culture Living Room Costco? He's doing a video about building himself, like, as in, like, it's if they Like for me, I see those module cases and I'm like, yeah, walks like a dog, talks like a dog. You know, it's a dog. It is actually module cases, but I didn't realize until Anthony actually himself pointed out, going, no, I made these himself. So it can be done. It can be done just as tasteful and clean and classy looking, and for a lot cheaper, and you don't have to wait like a year and a half. I would say I do like module cases too, obviously. Like, but so you know, do you have a timeline in mind? I know that you're very busy at the moment because like with work and your daughter, and I think you're getting married next year. Do you have a timeline for when would you like to have this like set up and stuff? Because we're all basically dying to see it.
Oh no, it's gonna happen this summer. It's definitely gonna happen this summer. I'm moving stuff around, getting some stuff in because my wife is dying to see it too because she doesn't like seeing this. I don't like seeing this. This just shows my guilty pleasures, and this is like the karma behind it, if you will. So you know, if karma equaling cardboard, yes, I got a lot of cardboard to go with my plastic. So you know, I do.
But when you have it set up, it makes it all worth it. Like you know. You can revel in it. You're going to get the most enjoyment out of it. Your daughter's going to love it. Like, you know, your wife's going to walk by and go, actually, that was pretty cool. And, you know, when you bring like friends, neighbors, family, everyone's going to want to see it. That's just the way it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, normally people don't come down here because we're in the basement area where all my stuff is. So, like, this section right here, it's enough. Well, you mentioned Casca earlier. Like that was the guy that I saw that did, you know, the cases first. And I met Mafia and my boy Pastrix. He's another one who did the same thing. You know, their own garage shelving unit. You know, lights. They hooked it up the way they wanted to and whatnot. And I got the measurements down, so I'm gonna have one large one and then a smaller variation of it. So it's gonna kind of like be concaved on one side and extended on the other. But it's enough space and it's wide enough where I could have multiple of the 6 scale stuff in different tiers and still have space for more. And then all my 12 scale stuff on the other one in different levels and tiers. And then I'll have a separate one that's all for my diorama display stuff. So like my city diorama for NECA, I have that street scene diorama. I have an extreme sets, which I really won't put in an actual display case. I actually like using those for photography when I get the chance to. I have a actual subway station and a subway cart that I can actually make, and it takes up a lot of real estate just to have it out in the open. But you know, just getting the figures out and just having them visibly out there, it's going to look great. It's going to be different from obviously yours, because you know yours is very spaced out and you get to see the main meat and potatoes, which is the figures. Me, I'm going to add a lot of different extra stuff in there just so it looks like something you've seen in the movie. Yeah,
because I've seen your photography and it looks like scenes. I think that you had like a whole like big diorama, like a sewer and stuff like that for like that's like something you'd see. I just wouldn't even know to start with that, but it looked amazing. Like so, but like you need to like I don't know. I presume you've thought of this already, but if you made a document of that, like a vlog, and put it like that would just take off. Like everyone would watch that, the process of you going from an empty space and boxes to all those dioramas laid out and like document like a series, like you know, like on your YouTube channel.
I'm gonna do a time lapse. I'm gonna do a time lapse.
Definitely, yeah.
So the time lapse video won't be so long. You'll see it go. I'll talk in the background or something of a sort. You know, like I won't really interact with the camera unless I have, you know, me in the corner and just say, yeah, this is me, blah 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 blah. You know, obviously I'm moving boxes. You know, it's up. Yeah. But when I actually do the actual like cubes and you see what's going on in the cube, that's going to be its own segment by itself.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing. Just gonna go through some of these chats. Do you rotate your figures? Yeah, I do, because I'm pretty much at capacity. If I were to put one in all of the details behind me, so 5 details, that's 4 space each, so 20 figures. Downstairs I've got a trooper display of 8, and then I've got the floating shelves here. So my options now are like, you know, put more than one figure in a detail, which, you know, I'm not completely opposed to if it works. So like Boba and Robo just work, or maybe 2 troopers or something, that's fine. But like if I wanted to keep the single cube, yeah, absolutely. I would rotate. I would take some out, box them, take other ones out, and repose, rebox, basically, and swap them out. So I would definitely rotate if I wanted to keep the one figure per detail, depending on what mood I'm in, really. And I think that's good as well. Like I might, like eventually gonna go, okay, I'm gonna pair up that one, and that one, and see how it goes. And if I get bored of it, change it up. Just keeps it fresh. With statues, I actually took Shane's quarter scale rule, one for DC, one for Star Wars, and one for Marvel. Thank you. Yep, I've got a Marvel one, which it's not a statue; it's just quarter scale Mark III. Waiting on that quarter scale Dark Knight, and I'd love to get a Vader, but it's exactly. But you know, the thing is, there's nothing immune to reissue. Iron answered quick last week to Iron
Logan.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did answer. He was fairly straight out. Two men who know themselves, know their minds, straight out. Currently dabbling, reducing that Marvel collection to make space for more movie icons. Yeah, confirmed. Loco owns the Toys Wonderland. Yeah, they saw the boxes. They thought it was the warehouse. Man, this guy's got a lot. I only have so much time to be on this earth, so I'm going to enjoy my collection as long as I can. And then once I'm pass on to the family. Almost as many as me, Lou. So 1/6 Shooter has quite a collection as well.
He does.
Riley Reviews. Riley Review owes you 10%. He's using your phrase.
Of course.
DIY Modu case. They look great. Deadpool Red Suit. Evening. Got a new figure today. The dude by Sideshow. He looks great. Does it come with a... Oh, damn it.
He comes with the bowling ball. I know that.
What's the drink? It's not a Moscow Mule. It's the milk one. He drinks these... It's a famous cocktail made with, like, is it Roman milk?
Ramen milk? Is it ramen milk?
I think it's Roman milk. It's like...
Kahlua or something?
Kahlua. Is it Kahlua and milk? Anyone in the chat, what is the name of the cocktail that the dude drinks? It's not a white whiskey.
No, it's not white whiskey. No.
It has a particular name. Anyone in the chat who's seen the Big Lebowski, chime in on this. What is the name of the drink, the cocktail that the dude drinks? A White Russian. Thank you, Commander Green. Yeah, White Russian. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so the dude from Sideshow is actually pretty good. Good stuff. All right, so we've discussed the past, we've discussed the present, we've discussed the future, but you're not getting off the hook that easily because you've only answered 3. Okay, now I'm saving the best one to the last, but I'm going to give you one in between here. So, answered that one. Right, I'm going to go with... Okay. No, that's too similar. I'll pick a nice one. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to keep it... I'm saying the best one to last, but this one... Do you have anything currently on pre-order? And if so, what?
Okay. You want my list? That's
you have a list? Yeah, I want your
list.
Go for it.
All right. So,
opens scroll.
I'm opening the memory bank right now. Computing. Okay.
Just even put a few you're really excited about.
Let me see. I have Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Spider-Man in the battle damage outfit, the deluxe integrated suit, a second Venom from the second movie, Carnage from that second movie with the bust, armorized Deadpool, 2 Death Troopers Chrome, 1 Clone Trooper, Anakin and Stab, Deluxe 501st that I'm paying off right now, Miles from Into the Spider-Verse, Miles from the PS5 video game, and Spider-Gwen. And I think that's it for just Hot Toys and 6 scale stuff.
Yeah. Do you know when Jaws like we're gonna need a bigger boat? You're gonna we're gonna need a bigger room. There's a few more boxes coming your way, so
Oh wait, that's just the 6 scale stuff. I got more.
Oh, go on, go for it.
So I got that. I have the Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and a couple of other stuff from Mezco, like Superman and whatnot. So Mezco's, I have a couple of pre-orders in. G.I. Joe stuff from Mezco coming in. NECA, everything that's been released thus far from NECA for the past, I think, 3 or 4 orders. They're in order. They're already ordered, not technically pre-ordered, but they're pre-purchased. So I'm just waiting for them to arrive. And I think I still got a crap ton list. Like I think maybe 15 pages of pre-orders on Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay, so you have a few basically.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go straight in. Ask you the final figure focus question. So this is the one I finished the show with. So hypothetically, your house on fire. Touch wood, this will never happen to you or anyone in the chat or anybody. But let's say it is, and everyone, all the family and the dog and everything are out, and everyone's safe, and you've time to safely grab 3 1/6 scale figures. Nothing else. You can only grab 3. You can't grab 4. Just 3 1/6 scale figures. What are the 3 fire figures that you're grabbing? Chat, feel free to participate.
All right, 3 fire figures off the top of the head. It would be Leonardo right here, Scarlet Spider, and the other one is my gift Grail, which is gifted me by Bob Dylan, which is the Wolverine, Days of Future Past Wolverine.
I need to be nicer to Bob Dylan. I'm on the lookout for a DX13. Man, that's an awesome story. That's cool. So, like, you actually answered that fairly quickly. I think at this stage you knew it was coming, I'd say, but you kind of answered the other questions quick as well. You're fairly, you know exactly where you're coming from. So your Wolverine, that was gifted to you. Your Leonardo by 3-0. What was the third one? Sorry.
A Scarlet Spider, my first Spider-Man hot toy. So
gotcha. So obviously
the best.
A special place. So I'll go over to Lou. So if you haven't done so already, I would strongly advise you to follow LOCO LU 526 on Instagram and follow LOCO LU on YouTube. It'd be great to see that display as it documents the process going on, and I think we all want to see that this display over the summer or whenever it gets completed. So what's going on with you? Where are you going to be on YouTube? What's the story? What's going on your channel?
As far as my channel is concerned, it's but I do have a StreamYard, so I will be doing a stream on my Spider-Man collection and doing a basic pose and overview of the classic suit and comparing suits and posability between the Spider-Mans I own. I own 8 Spider-Mans from Hot Toys and 1 third party and an actual custom piece. So I'll do a nice little comparison contrast when it comes to that, and that will be a stream. Half Shelf Saturdays will be moving soon to my channel on Saturdays, so I'll be streaming that. And you could always find me at Geeking Out, which is going to be my next stop after this. 1/6 man, Lael, my brother, for Figure Flex Fridays. Brother Cousins, my other brother, on Thursdays for Best of the Best every now and then. Because I'm in rotation, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta give everybody else a chance. Then Sundays, Collectors Lounge with Lael and you and everyone else. Our boy Attention Seeking Geek and Killer Cam. You already know Cam's collections. You know, we all tend to see each other around that time. And then Mondays, usually I'm with S-Beam and the gang over there talking figures, and Maz's channel on Tuesdays talking photography. This week I wasn't able to attend theirs. I was just so hammered with work and exhausted, but though these are the usual suspects. I usually have a full week, and in case something like that happens, I'll pop in. And that's why I have my schedule as such. You know, just an hour here, 2 hours there, and then boom, I disappear from the ether.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for doing the show. If you are in the chat and you haven't subscribed to LOCO LU on YouTube or followed at LOCO LU 526 on Instagram, please do. Just gonna do a quick plug here. So obviously you're watching the 16 Figure Focus YouTube channel. If you haven't already clicked that subscribe button, I would appreciate it if you did. If you like the content, if you don't, that's cool. Also do 16 Scale Photography on at 16 Figure Focus. Just like out of all the watch time I've had, just looking at some analytics on my channel, half of it comes from people who are subscribed, and half of it comes from people who aren't subscribed. So maybe if you're one of those people, you consider. And I hit the bell notification as well. You get a little bell notification, then if I upload a new video, you won't miss out. Just a few little things that's come up on my channel. I did all these following videos are now live on the channel. Just a kind of a short video on how I store my art boxes. I know people like to keep onto the shippers. People like to keep their art boxes. I personally get rid of the shippers. I'm not saying it's the right way. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. This way just works for me. It might work for you. Maybe check that video out. Did a pre-order preview, or not pre-order preview, a released reaction to the Hot Toys Zombie Iron Man or the Mysterio Illusion. That's also live. It's doing all right. And then Dirty Words reissues. These are 5 reissues I want. I'm not pulling any punches. I want them to happen. Okay, please don't cry if you have these figures. I want them to happen. This video is doing quite well, so maybe check it out and pop in. These are 5 figures that Hot Toys have already released that I really, really want them to re-release. But I'm sure people, if they have them, they don't want to happen. But sure, look, that's the way it is.
I'm with you. I want them to happen. I want it to happen.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm just going to quickly address the chat before we close out. Feeling the show. Loco always brings good vibes. I see him on mad channels, like how he features different figures every time and poses them while he's chatting. PS, I'm also hood and say what's popping all the time. All right, so usually what's popping, pimping. So sorry, Loco, no TM on that. So basically, he's kind of recognized that your trademark is, or one of your trademarks is that you say that, and you always have the figures pose up. It's like your thing now, man. It's like that's your thing.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to say before we close out?
Oh, Focus, thank you for having me, man. You know, this is an awesome show. I'm happy to be a part of it. I can't wait to see who you have up next, and the having them on the hot seat and just throwing the questions. How quick or how slow they respond. You know? Yeah,
they're not going to be as quick as you with that 5 years, 10 years later one anyway. But I've got Joao. On Saturday from Big Brother, and I think Monday we're doing Brother Cousins. I think. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I think we're going to leave it there. So, folks, thanks very much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. And I think that's pretty much going. Yeah.
One more thing. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Subscribe. Don't make me get my daughter. She's gonna come in here with the cuteness and she's gonna tell you like, share, comment, subscribe. You already know the slogan, okay? Show appreciation to your community. No one knows us better than us, and no one understands the struggle better than us. And support comes in very small increments. That is the like, the share, the comment, subscribe, the bell notifications, everything that Focus said. I'm reiterating so that way you know it's just as important as saying hi.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that. Folks, thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for Loco for agreeing to come on. Really enjoyed it. And that's it. We'll see you next one. Good luck.